All right, this is my second video. I said I was going to record the lesson that I was going to have with the young adults having Marriage 101. So I did record it, but the only problem is I forgot to turn on my mic. So I'm going to try to do a voiceover of what's going on and hopefully make sense. And I'm trying to remember what is going on the day of the lesson. So I'm getting them started, trying to going to be explaining to them how there's four principles in dancing, partner dancing. And then if you can do these four principles, you will be set. So I'm kind of asking them, have you gone to the movies before? Like one person yes, but the other person was like, not so much. Like, okay, well, have you been to church? Like, okay, yeah, I've been to church. So okay, you have done this also, these principles. But let's stick to going to the movies. So the first principle step of dancing, just partner dancing, is going to be called the walking step. And you just walk, go, and you just walk backwards, making sure you don't drop the popcorn. So make sure you keep the popcorn, and then that's your basic step. The first step of four steps that you're going to be doing in any partner dancing. And here I'm just using an example. For example, is the foxtrot, when you just walk, walk, and that will be one of the examples. The other one will be the waltz, where you just walking. So this is giving them an idea of the basic principle and how they are broken down into the different dances. The second step will be, when you're moving to the side, you're gonna remember getting your popcorn. So, and then you go say, okay, you go back to your seat and say, excuse me, excuse me. I need to go to my seat. Excuse me, excuse me. You see, you finish the movie and it's done, so you need to get out of the house. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. So that will be the second step for the dances. Okay. So that one you can actually have it for foxtrot, where we will do the walk and then the excuse me to the side. All right. So that will be the second step that is happening in the dances. Now we'll be going into the third step, and right now I'm showing another dance where you can use the side step. All right. So the third step, again, going back to it, will be now you have your popcorn. You're gonna go sit down. You go 1, 2, 3. Oh, but I need to go to the restroom. I say, okay, well then I need to get out. 1, 2, 3. But the preview started. I really want to watch the previous 1, 2, 3. Ooh, but I really, really need to go to the restroom. So 1, 2, 3. So this step is called the triple step. The triple step is composed obviously with three steps. And right now I'm doing the cha-cha. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to explain it where can you be this particular step you use into it. So it has to be the 1 and 2 and 3. Sorry, 1 and 2. The N takes a particular step to there, and then kind of showing then how the differentiate kind of with the bachata where you're doing the 1, 2, 3 tap, where that one is like one per beat. The other one has to do three steps in 2 beats. All right, now we're gonna be doing our fourth step, and that will be excuse me, and then somebody step into your, and then you go back, and then somebody's behind you, you step back, and somebody's in front of you. So the idea is doing a rocking step, and I'm showing it that it can be done with any leg. So right now we're not doing a particular dance. So right now we're just showing them that it can be done with both legs. And right now I'm explaining to them that make sure you are actually not doing testing the water. Where testing the water is you just tiptoe the water. No, no, you actually have to commit to the step. You do rock step and rock step, any of these other steps. Okay, so these are doing salsa or cha-cha in this particular. So I can explain then where you can find these rocking steps uh, in any dances that we are doing. So now I'm going and explaining kind of what is going on and teaching how the principles are there for the dances. You know, the dances are the ones that are going to be dictating what are you going to be using, which ones are the patterns that are going to be set, and it's going to dictate the man. Oh, I'm going to be. This is the particular step that I'm going to be using. For example, side steps, simple steps. So it is the music, and then you just take out parts from these four steps. You will alternate. You will modify them. But these are the fundamentals. These are the rules that are set by the music. So marriage 101, God created them man and female, right? And God walked among them. So that was the Garden and Eve, where we have the privilege, I say we, Mendoza will be the Adam. Adam and Eve, they have the privilege to listen to God, be in the presence of God. They were able to listen to the music, know which steps needed to be taken, know the idea of they were able to dance with God, meaning the music was there, God was there. This is the principle that I've been going to be trying to tell. There's a man and a woman, the same way in the dancing. But what makes the dance happen is the music. That's the one that is going to let you know you're dancing a swing, or you'll be dancing a salsa, or you'll be dancing, a tango. Those are the ones that are, um, the music's going to be the one telling you the rules. The music's going to tell you how fast, how slow you're going to be going. So this is the idea of God creating for a purpose marriage. All right. So now we're going to be doing, okay, which dance we're going to be doing? We're going to be doing swing. So it's one, two, and three. Then quick, quick. No, oh, sorry. I think that I'm trying to think of what I'm teaching right now. So I did the rock step there. I'm stepping forward so the other person on the end can see me. Yes. Rock step. One, two, three. One, two, three. Rock step. One and three. One and three. Rock step. One and two, three. One and two and a three. Rock step. So these are the basic steps for the guys, and so I'm just teaching them, and I'm telling them now you have to face your fears. Yeah, you have to face the ladies. One, two, three. Rock step. One, two, three. One, two, three. Rock step. So we're gonna be doing these steps. Okay, now I'm gonna doing the steps for the ladies and telling the first rule of dancing for the ladies. You're always right. Which you mean that you always start with right. One, two, three. One, two, three. Rock step. One, two, three. One, two, three. Rock step. Two, three. One, two, three. Rock step. One, two, three. One, two, three. Rock step. So these are the steps that I'm gonna be teaching them uh, for right now. Okay, now telling the guys that even though yes we were in the garden, we are not there anymore, which means now we still need to learn. We still have to do our own steps. Now we need to go back to that point where we were able to listen to God, know to what we needed to be doing, because we were in the presence of God. So now I'm telling them like they still have to do their own steps, even though I'm doing the latest steps, so we can try to get to the point where we were being with God. Okay, now just the idea of me showing and then now putting it together. what makes it the dance of partner dancing, obviously, dance with a partner, showing them what it is they need to do because the conflict that happens in any marriage is when you start doing it with your partner. And then particular points that I was telling them, because something that I notice in most people is a big step. Trying to take a big step backwards when a rocking step, which makes it pulling your partner and pulling too hard while they're trying to do their steps. So by you not being able to do, not knowing your steps, you, when you have a partner, you throw out of balance your partner. So that's the particular things that happen within marriage, that now you're not by yourself anymore. There's something that you have committed yourself to be dancing with somebody. You'll be committed to be with somebody, but you making your own mistakes that you're still trying to learn, because everybody has their own baggage. We all still have sin in ourselves, that it doesn't have to be, big sins. It's just going to be particular sins that we each have, like ourselves taking big steps, or our own sins that we're kind of dealing. Now that we are connected with somebody, our particular mistakes are going to be pulling the other person. Wow, they're still also, they themselves are still learning, where they themselves are still having to learn or having to make their own mistakes. So now bringing them so they can start dancing. And now that's okay. Introduce yourself. And at one part they're saying, okay, because they wanted to dance together. It's like, no, I have a method for my madness. Obviously, when you go to dancing, uh, when usually there will be an imbalance of male and female, but we tend to rotate couples. So, but there's one particular thing that I still want to say, like, okay, well, you can still have a girl still helping, because they don't mind dance with each other. But the reason I do want them to still uh, not dancing together is because the principles that I want to teach. That even though you are not with somebody, that does not mean that you cannot be working on your steps. Which means, yes, for the dancing, I need to work on my steps. As you can see, somebody's not doing it, but that's not a problem. It's just the aspect they might not know what they need to be doing. And then after they see it, like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this. So that's the importance for us of having a church, that we are examples for one another. That again, I'm not going to be pushing, I'm not going to be pulling people. Like, it is through the church that sometimes the instructor might not notice that somebody was not doing the steps. Again, at that particular moment, I didn't notice it, but now I'm noticing it right now. And I see that she was able to catch up because she found out, like, oh, I need to be doing my steps, and these are the steps that I need to be doing. Now you see that she's doing her own steps, and the other person, the new person that came to be by herself, is doing her steps. So that's the purpose of the church. When we are working together, we are examples for one another. Okay. So this will be happening for this particular step. So I will stop right here and I will come back to do the next part. Okay, so we did it a couple times, rotated everyone so they can experience different persons, how each person is going to do it differently. Again, have a reason that I wanted to have that, not just a couple times, but I actually want them to rotate it through and experience everyone, how each one is different. Each person has a different way, even though we're doing the same steps, but they're in a different position in life. where some of them have done dancing before, some of them have not. Just the same thing happens within marriage. Some people have had good experience having a good example of parents, some haven't. And that is being brought up into our dance or into the marriage. We brings our lives, we are not an empty vessel coming into marriage. No, we come already with preconceptions, ideas of what marriage is all about. So wanted to do that. Make sure everybody dances with one another so they can do that. In here, I'm gonna be doing the music, but again, you guys not gonna hear it. So I might uh, stop again because just wanted to mention there was this particular point that I wanted to make on why I was making sure everybody rotated with everyone. And we're going to be doing the same step now with music because I'm telling them the idea of being a covenant, which is going to be my second speech for next week. What is covenant? And this is the idea of having God in it. So now I'm telling them, okay, can you hear the music? You see that it's way faster. The music is sounds like people are lost. And like, thank you. Great. So it is not just, oh, I learned these steps, I learned this about life or marriage, I had this idea, and then now I can do it. No, I mean, God has a particular way. Each person is individual. It's has a particular way. When you implement it, sometimes you have to go slower. Sometimes you have to go fast because the music calls it. Because God is calling you. Like, yes, you know the principles, yes, you know the concept. How do you apply it into your marriage? How do you apply it? And then in situations in your friendship right now, if you're not married or if you are dating, how do you apply this into your particular life? You you see that, okay, yes, the principles are there, the patterns or the basic steps are there, but implementing it, actually doing it, that's the big difference. So the difference that Adam and Eve had, they were with God, they were able to listen to him, they were able to talk to him. Now we are not in there. Now we need to learn. We need to learn, be able to communicate with God. And the hard part is to listen to God. So and then obviously we don't have full knowledge of what God's intentions is for our lives, our marriage. So we are learning to there. So it is a journey. It is a journey that we're going through. So I'm choosing songs that are gonna be going through there. So I'm gonna be going through this, and then I'm gonna be going into the second step that I will be teaching. All right. Okay. So we practice the step with a particular song, and then we start. Okay, the second step. In the second step that we're doing, it will be a turn. And say, okay, you go the basics that we've been practicing. Then I'm telling you, in the second one, we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna like to call kind of like a most people also call it a high five when we are doing the second part of the turn. So it's high five and then turn. Okay, with a rock step, then trip on the triple step. We're gonna be doing the first part of the triple step, the rock step, and the first part of the triple step. That's when we start gonna be using, making sure that you don't turn right after the rock step on this one. You're gonna be actually setting up the turn. Okay, so you use the triple step, rock step, and then after this one you do high five, triple step, and then turn the grow, then rock step. Right, so that's the step that we're doing. So trying to side step, rock step, high five, turn the grow, rock step. triple step, triple step, rock step, high five, turn the girl, rock step, triple step, triple step, rock step, high five, turn the girl. So making sure that you're also lowering the hand after that one so you can do the rock step, triple step, turn the girl, rock step. All right, so now that's the important part is doing the high five. Okay, so I'm not sure what joke I make. Sorry. All right. So now we're doing the ladies parts. We're gonna triple step, rock step, high five, triple step, rock step. All right. Sorry, I'm learning how to position the camera. So triple step, rock step, triple step, triple step, rock step, triple step, triple step, rock step. So I telling them, oh yeah, some people were bumping into the chairs, so we had to move them back. Okay. Um, but again, just me learning, learning videos, learning uh the room. In this particular, we have a new room. So okay, so triple step, rock step, triple step, rock step, rock step, basic, basic, rock step, high. I'm gonna be going into the high five. Okay, so just wanted to let them know. Finishing. Um, yes. Yeah, this one's particular. There was this person that threw me off by having jumping in between the two ladies, which it is great that way. That way, there's not too consecutive. But in that particular time, I was not expecting it, so it threw me off, which is gonna happen. Something that is gonna cause conflict, because that's not something that I told them in the first place. Uh, Again, it's not a problem, but because I did not was expecting that it was gonna cause conflicts later on. So we're doing the triple step right now, and then turning the grow into it. Now going to the concept that I'm saying that it's gonna cause problems later on, because right now people are learning and they are expecting something that they were doing before, but because now somebody was a little bit off from the position, now is throwing things out of order because there was an expectation, and this is going to continue happening because of what happened in here. And that's usually what is also going to happen with marriage. Again, we do have expectations of what we do, and those are things that have to be communicated. And because they are not communicated, uh, there's where the conflicts happen. Okay, now, this particular was asking me on when is it that the turn happens. So do the basic and then turning the girl on the second triple step and making sure she turns to the left. So again, sorry I was not able to turn on the audio so you guys can actually hear from then. And so he was like, "Okay, when exactly does it happen?" And this is great, like we were able to speak out and now explaining. Now, even though he was the one with the question, I was able to get that time to able to explain to them what was happening within the ladies that I kind of was noticing that they were trying to do a big spin. I was telling like, no, I want you to use the triple steps into it so you can learn where your feet is at. Okay, so say no, thank you, and then we rotate it into the next next person. And we doing the basic, sorry, here, rock step, and then turning the girl. All right. So this will be happening right now, and again I will be rotating throughout, and this is uh, the same idea, having to rotate everybody. Uh, the something that before I cut off, I was telling them the connection. The connection happens with the communications between man and the woman. It is through your body. So later on we can have a theology of the body, but right now is how we position our body. But in this particular case, how do we position our hands? And I was showing them that is like a C with your hands. And then here, picking on that guy again, because now I had to stop everybody, say, okay, now before you rotate, see where you are. Now go to your next partner. Because there was a struggle. Again, we are a church. The same way we are an example for another, the same way we are the stumble block to somebody else. Again, I'm not putting that this is a big problem that what he did. No, just using it as an example that gonna help me to explain this concept of the church being there, yes, to help, but also sometimes when we have make mistakes, it does affect the church. So I pick a little bit on him, and so I make every time we switch partners to feel like somebody was throwing me off. Okay, so now, and here it comes again. There's confusion and saying, make a joke, and then some people laugh, but I'm trying to make it lightly, kind of trying to explain to them. Okay, then do the basic. So again, the church, the importance, the role of the church, that we are examples again to help one another to see where we are at and looking. So, oh yeah, no, no, yes. Before, again, great. I do remember this part, and it's great because she was telling me now I'm getting intimidated because things are going fast. So we did that step, and now then she said, "Oh, now I feel comfortable dancing, doing the step with you." It's like, okay, why is that? Why is it that you now feel more comfortable in doing your steps now, even though we're gonna be doing the same step, but now you feel comfortable doing your steps? It's like, well, the idea is because I know what I'm doing. I'm the instructor. Now she only has to worry about, am I doing the steps, and then there's somebody here to can help me out. Versus when she was doing with somebody else that is also learning, that's when it gets a little more frustrating. This idea when God says you have to be equal yokes. The idea is like hopefully you are both of you are really good dancers, so you guys able to listen to the music, you guys able to hear what the music's telling us, know the dances, know the steps. But sometimes it's not, and that's fine. But then when both are struggling, there's gonna be more trouble. But when you have somebody that it is a good leader, you have somebody that knows what they're doing, it will be easier for the other person to do their part. Even though the steps is the same, when he was saying that it was getting difficult, but because I am the one that knows what I'm supposed to be doing, now have the responsibility to have the patience. I have the responsibility to be God-like. So yes, God has the idea that man, he had to sacrifice, and we do want to go to war for our family, and that's what most people think. Like, okay, I had to die on the battlefield. But no, sometimes it is taking care of the kids, washing the dishes, where we have to be patient, where we have to be the ones to just dying to ourselves in the part. It's like, oh, I know what I'm doing. You're supposed to be doing your stuff. Like, no, dying to yourself is having the patience. And believe me, it is hard because sometimes it happens like, oh yeah, you say this, but then you're expecting out of me. But at that particular time when she's been vulnerable, that's when you're gonna have to be, you have to die to yourself, die to that pride, and be okay. Let me see where you're struggling, so I can be the rock, so you can hear God and be able to see what it is you're doing. So then I was almost cutting that part, but I think it was really important, this lesson. All right, I will be stopping here and getting to the third step, and I'll be back with you guys. Okay, so now we'll be doing the third step. And then this is the first part where we're using the first triple step to prep, then the high five, and then on the second triple step, that's when we turn. Now, the third step, you have to do the rock step, and then do triple step, triple step. That's your basic. So we're gonna be turning instead of prepping with a high five. We are actually gonna be turning on the first triple step. So rock step, triple steps, turn, and then side together, side. So show them again for the ladies. Rock step, triple step, triple step. All right. The rock step, triple step, triple step, rock step, and, and then we do go back to the basic. Okay. We can then go back to the same position, so that way it's easier to go about it and they don't get confused which way they're rotating. It's easier to start from the beginning, and because you can continue doing the step now facing the other way, but most people then get confused that am I turning left now, am I turning right, just because they're facing a different wall. They think that they might be turning the opposite direction. So always try to go back to the same wall that you're doing it, so they get used to, which we call muscle memory. So, and at the beginning, it is brain and muscle memory that you're getting it. You're having your brain learning this particular way, so your body gets to feel that, oh, hopefully they're realizing it without paying attention that you're turning this way by looking at the particular wall, looking at the window. So using their memory little by little to make it put it into their body. So again, giving few examples of how theology of the body works. That it is mental part that we start learning, but then it goes into our body. Now we're doing the guide steps. So for the guys, it's better to put it together. So it's the rock step and then turning the grow. Okay, so let's do it again. So said we go on the first part. We go is rock step, triple step, triple step, rock step. Okay. So now show them the guys first so they can see it visually. So rock step, triple step, triple step, rock step. All right. So making sure telling them that you have to do the triple step after. And so we're gonna be doing rock step, triple step, triple step, rock step. Right. And the same idea. Going back to the beginning. Same facing the same way. Rock step, triple step, triple step, rock, step, right? And then they're making sure they bring hand down because we lead it the way we lead this, just using the rock step. That's the one that gives us the momentum, the tension, and then going and then think of it as wiping your nose. So that's how she will know that when the creates a tension, when the triple step, and then right afterwards you start raising your arm, then she knows. It is less than a second that you are able to tell them. So communication happens again through your body. So and the way I tell them that it has to be just right about the hand. So pull your hands through your nose and then don't bring it too high. Just right about the hand. That way you're not pulling too much. And then I can tell them count how the difference. You're not able to see it, but somebody that is taller, then again, the man that leads is the one that adjusts. So that's why dancing becomes a little more difficult for the men because we are the ones that need to be adjusting. We are the ones to be leading. The leader is the one that actually at the end follows because we need to follow, see, and realize where our partner, where is their level of dancing is. Okay, so now trying to do the steps together but separate. So we're both doing the steps. Okay, and then bringing the guy that okay. Now this time, don't be the troublemaker. But again, it helped me to be able to use that example that yes, we are a church, but we can help and also not help. So rock, step, triple step, rock, step. All right. Now I say my eyes are on you, and I keep watching you. Again, trying to make it fun so they can learn that, and then we can go back to, and then I say like, hey, and then, give a compliment to him because he was the first one to, okay, now I need to move away. And again, it is the principles that I'm trying to teach that, yes, you are learning how to dance, but my goal is that you learn something else, that you might get something out of this lesson eventually. Hey, they're getting it. See, okay. I guess it is fun also to do voiceover because I get to see different perspectives, right? So we're gonna be doing the basic steps and then going to into the turn. So rock step, triple step, triple step, rock step. Okay, good. Like again, going to the same position. And as you notice, the couple right in the middle, they did it twice, so they're able to go back to the position. So, good. Sorry, and we just showing that, making sure that triple step that they're still doing the latest, the triple step is not a turn, so that way they do not um, miss where they're going to be on their feet. So they have to make sure they use the triple steps. And right now they're asking me, how do I know which one I'm going to be leading? It's like, okay, well, if you do a high five, you start using a high five, that's going to be turning. But if right after the moment you use the rock step and you start bringing the hand into your nose, that's how she's going to find out that she's going to be doing a turn. But if after the turn you keep your hand low and then go into a high five, that's how she knows she's going to be doing it right. So we do the basic rock step, triple step, triple step, rock step. Okay, now good, thank you. And then we switch. And then now, now we follow the expectations. We have expectations and the roll going great. Now we are able to do that. So we're getting close to the end. So I'm trying to figure out, do I put music? Do I do the steps? So first, let's try to do some more steps while we're doing it without the music. And so that way they're still focusing on the steps before we're going into the music, because the music again calls you to do something, uh, and then you want to feel it and want to do that. So even though yes, we do want to hear God in this particular moment, now we need to for sure learn our steps. So when we are actually feeling God, losing it, we know what we are doing. So that's why I do continue trying to do the steps without the music. So we're learning our steps, right? And as you can tell, there's different levels. There are different levels of people that there. Some people that get in the steps, and some people that are struggling. But it is through patience, it is through time, and it is through practice, coming to the lessons, coming to the church, which it will be for my speech that I'm gonna be having next, is the Eucharist, right? Now, this particular person asked me, how do I know which hand I'm gonna be doing? And I told them that it's right now what I'm teaching, I'm just gonna be using my left hand right now for both of them. Later on, you can use whatever hand you want and you can cross it and everything. But for right now, because you're learning, right now, just doing with your left. And she's gonna be turning the one to the right, she's using on the first half, and she's going to the side to use her right leg. And that's when you're able to again let her know that you're gonna be turning her. So yeah. Okay. So hopefully you're getting the feeling and idea of what I'm trying to do with this ministry. I am teaching uh, dancing. As you can see, they're learning how to dance. But what I want you guys to see, that it is a little beyond that. And I'm trying to bring Bible verses. I'm trying to bring concepts, things that can be beneficial beyond the dance. So we will be doing more of this. I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to do these YouTube videos, trying to learn how to position cameras, trying to remember to use the microphone. This was my first time using the microphone. And obviously, I did not use it correctly because I did not turn on the microphone. So please give me some grace. Now, the same way I am in that journey, not learning dancing, but learning YouTube, learning how to when to turn on my microphone, which is has to be always, but also not too soon when I set it up, which I guess I need to learn the editing. But thank you, everybody, and see you in the next video.